Hey, all. Most of you know me. I'm Jason. I'm Sage Phoenix Corlett Waters' father. First, let me say this. I'm proud of you. He would be proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves. Whatever path you've taken, he would be proud. Second, feel free to zone out during this old fat man's rambling. I know Sage would have. Now, Sage called me Papa. This is the sort of detail a father keeps because fathers are ridiculous archivists. We save names, socks, birthday cards, voicemail fragments, broken toys, inside jokes, all the things that would look like junk to anyone else. Sage should be here today. So it goes. That sentence is a brick. There's no poetry that makes it lighter, no polished version, no ceremonial version, no sentence with better shoes on. He should be here in uniform. He should be standing too tall. He should be pretending not to feel anything, which would mean that he's feeling a hell of a lot. He should be making some face at a friend across the room. He should be waiting until exactly the wrong moment to say something funny and profane under his breath. An errant fuck or Trace Jumbo's testes. Because if Sage can make one person laugh during the most serious moment available, then the day had not been wasted. He should be graduating with you, building character, or at least telling you to do it. He should be teasing you, hugging you, making plans he'd later change, and then change again and again, because that was Sage. Motion, energy, mischief, ambition, a giant heart wearing a smirk. Sage was born February 3rd, 2003. He died August 26th, 2023. He was 20. 20 is not enough. 20 is barely the opening credits. 20 is still becoming. 20 is still arguing with your parents and ignoring their advice, and then accidentally using their exact phrases 6 months later. 20 is finding out which version of yourself is real, which version was something you just wore because it looks cool at the time. He was, from the beginning, a kid who ran towards the thing other people ran away from. As a little boy, he laughed off every precaution put in front of him. As a teenager, he disappeared into the mountains with his camp self friends every chance he got. And as a young man, he looked at one of the most dangerous, most demanding jobs in aviation, the test pilot, and said, yes, that one. That's the one I want. Later, he changed his mind. And that was okay. That was a part of becoming, too. People talk about becoming as though it's a straight road. It is not. It is a drunk spider drawing a map. It is a noble and stupid and brave and confused thing. And often all of that before breakfast. For Sage, AFROTC was one of the places where that becoming was happening. Came to Embry-Riddle, to Prescott, to Det 28, and he found something that mattered, not just structure, though he needed that sometimes, not just challenge, but he loved challenging himself and testing himself, not just service, though that was real too. He found people. That was the miracle. Not a movie miracle, not beams of lights and choirs, just people, a team, friends, wingmen and women, a class, human beings who saw him not just as a collection of almost, not as potential waiting to be polished into something acceptable, but as Sage, the full Sage, the ridiculous Sage, the maddening Sage, the generous, athletic, funny, complicated, impossible to summarize Sage. I think that mattered him more than he always knew how to say. A lot of us are like that, by the way. We walk around full of love and gratitude and terror and weird little jokes, and somehow the best we can do is nod at each other and say, yeah, man, cool. Human language. What a fucking invention. If Sage were watching today, I don't think he'd want this day turned into a shrine of sadness. He'd hate that. He'd be deeply uncomfortable with too much sincerity aimed directly at him. He'd want to be remembered, absolutely. He was not above attention. Let's not turn the kid into a stained glass saint. He would have enjoyed being talked about. But he would also want you to have your day. He would look at you people and see folks who have earned this. People who got up early, who showed up tired, who got corrected, got pushed, did one-arm push-ups, drank tiny, tiny amount, I'm sure. The legal and medically recommended amount. Probably less, right? He would have complained and then showed up again anyway. He would see the inside jokes no one else understands, the long days, the dumb moments that somehow became holy because they happened together, the times you carried each other without making a big speech about it, the time someone noticed when someone else was struggling, the time when someone was so drunk they peed on the kitchen table and he had to clean it up. Times discipline was not some abstract military word, but just the decision to keep going when your body, brain, or heart was saying, absolutely not today, friend. And also the time where discipline was thrown out the window in favor of an impromptu trip to the Grand Canyon. Sage would understand that part too. I mean, he had ADHD. He knew what it meant to have enormous ability and still trip up over the basic stuff. He knew what it meant to be brilliant, frustrating, compassionate, impulsive, brave, and occasionally a complete pain in the ass. All before lunch. He also knew how to care. That's the thing that I hope that you carry. Yes, carry the training, carry the standards, carry the oath, the discipline, the responsibility, the seriousness of what comes next, in whatever field you decided to go into. Please do. The world is not short on unserious people in serious jobs. But also carry the wingman part. Because Sage's legacy here is not just that he was a cadet. It's that he was loved by cadets, that people remembered him as a friend, that felt his presence enough that this community wanted to plant something living in his name. The cherry blossom tree, rooted there, blooming and shedding and blooming again. Not because that fixes anything. It doesn't. But the kindness showed, the love shown in that one simple act means the world to me and would have meant the world to him. While nothing fixes this, love needs somewhere to go. And you gave it a place to go. When you leave here, you will go to different bases, different assignments, different lives, different paths. Some of you will stay close. Some of you will drift. Some of you will become names in old photos and group chats that get less active over time. That's life. It moves whether we consent or not. Before it moves again, I want to give you two stories. The first is that Sage played youth soccer for years on a team called the Scorpions. One summer, visiting family in Las Vegas, he got stung by an actual scorpion in the crotch. He thought that was hysterical. Not painful and not alarming, hysterical. Pretty sure he told that story the rest of his life because sometimes the universe writes jokes so obvious, even a child knows when he's been handed material. The second is about a boy named David. David bullied Sage for years. Mean names, shoves, accidental bumps, the usual little cruelties children invent before they learn to outsource them to institutions. And Sage, being Sage, kept trying. He kept saying maybe there was goodness in David. Maybe they could be friends. Even in elementary school, he could see the possibility of someone better hiding inside someone terrible. He invited David over to school, over after school. He invited David over after school many times, but one time in particular, after no one else was inviting David anywhere. David bit him. This is not a metaphor. The kid actually bit my son. And Sage blew it off, kept his cool, kept going. For 3 or 4 years, he kept trying. Then one day on the practice pitch, during the scrimmage, David intentionally tripped him. I don't know why. I don't know what it was about that moment, but Sage was done. He popped up, and his martial arts training kicked in, and this scrawny 60-pound kid started beating the shit out of his bully. It took 3 grown-ass men to pull him off. No one was seriously hurt. David walked away with a black eye and a bloody nose, and he never bothered Sage again. This is another lesson that I learned from my son. Be kind until kindness is not an option. Then kick ass. Today, before life moves again, I want to ask one thing of you. Remember that the person next to you is not just a rank, not just a role, not just a resume in progress. They're someone's kid, someone's best friend, someone's impossible, beloved, irreplaceable human being. Sage was ours. For a while, he was yours too. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that he had this class. I'm grateful that he had Det 28. I'm grateful that in the last chapter of his life, he was surrounded by people who challenged him, laughed with him, trained with him, and helped him become more himself. That was no small thing. That is the work. So, to all of you, no matter your path, congratulations. Sage would be proud of you. He would probably make fun of your shoes, your posture, your speeches, or your inability to look cool while crying, but accepting that crying is an appropriate response. It's fine to cry. Don't let anyone tell you any fucking thing different. Crying is human. But again, he would be proud. And if he could say something today, I think it might be simple. Keep building character. Don't waste it. Love your people. Look after each other. Do the hard thing. And for fuck's sake, enjoy the hell out of the parts you can. Thank you for remembering my son. Thank you for carrying him with you. And congratulations.